Good YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that instant basketball analysis on Analysis Playground on YouTube, exclusively on there. We're going to talk about the San Antonio Spurs, one of my favorite teams to watch versus one of the better teams in the league. This is a must-see game for basketball and NBA fans. They beat the Pistons 114 to 103. The Pistons go to 42-14 and 22-7 at home. That's a really good record. And they was at home in this game. And the Spurs go to 41-16, 20-10 on the road. The Spurs is up in the season series 1-0. This was the first time they played the Pistons all season. The Pistons did win the first quarter 27-24. The Spurs won the second quarter 33-38. 28, 33-28. And then the third quarter was won by the Spurs also 26-20. And they also won the fourth quarter 31-28 to win by 11. This was a really competitive game, and the Pistons, they just didn't have enough offense. They got hit by the three too many times. They left too many guys open. And if they wasn't doing that, they was losing their focus and allowing them to get to the basket or cut to the basket. And then, of course, the turnovers ended up being a little bit of a problem for them, too. And the blocks was really there for the Spurs also. But let's talk about the Spurs players individually right now. Everybody ended up scoring in double figures in points in that starting lineup. Julian Champagnie was just a great fit. 5 of 8 from 3 is what he's mainly out there to do for you. And he got it done efficiently, and he kept moving without the basketball to get open, and it worked. He finished 6 of 12 from the field. You actually like that, too, for 17 points in 36 minutes. He also had 6 boards, 1 assist, 1 turnover, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. 3 personal fouls, and was a +9 in plus minus. Victor Wembanyama played 36 minutes, too, which was tied for the most on the team with Devin Vassell also. But he finished with a double-double, 21 and 17. You got to give the Pistons some credit for being physical for him, getting up into him, making him work for his basket, making him think a lot, making him second-guess himself sometimes and settle a little bit in this one, and it worked. And Victor has games like this where you want him to take better shots, you want him to take good looks, but the defense ain't trying to do that because he's just that good that you have a game plan for him. And it ended up working out for the Pistons in this one, even though they did lose. But he still dominated the paint. 6 blocks, 17 boards, and he went 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 2 of 5 from 3, which was decent. But he finished 6 of 16 from the field, which isn't that great if you're an efficiency person. But he did have 4 assists, 3 turnovers, and a steal, 8 offensive rebounds in this one, and he was a +13 and plus minus. But he also did have 4 personal fouls. Still a good game from him. He did so much for the Spurs. He can be a little thrown off, offensively sometimes, and that is something he's going to have to figure out if he's going to win the championship in the NBA. De'Aaron Fox, he didn't have it really going that much. They have so many people they can throw at guards. The Pistons do. And his jump shot just wasn't money tonight. But he still got in double figures with 10 points in 33 minutes. But he finished 4 of 17 from the field. He ended up taking the most shots on the team tonight for the Spurs. He went 0 of 5 also from 3, even 2 of 4 from the free throw line. He still did have 7 assists. He's still a tough guy to stay in front of, and he can create his own shot. And if you pay attention to him too much, he will hurt you with the pass. And he did that tonight. He did also have 7 boards and 2 steals. He had 2 personal fouls and was a +14 and plus minus. Devin Vassell had the 3-ball just going in this one and just jump shots in general. But he can do that. But he finished with the most points on the team with 28. You leave him open, he can hurt you. And he did hurt the Pistons too much in this one. He went 10 of 14 from the field, 7 of 11 from 3. But he did go 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 4 assists, 2 boards, 1 turnover, and a block. He also had 1 offensive rebound, 2 personal fouls, and was a +11 and plus minus. Stephon Castle, he was getting to the basket. He didn't settle that much in this one. In 30 minutes, he ended up finishing with 16 points. He went 7 of 16 from the field, 1 of 1 from 3, 1 of 3 from the free throw line. He also ended up getting 11 assists. He's been getting better at running the offense and just finding his teammates early and often and not even thinking about or hesitating too much to make the pass. And that's something that he had to learn and grow with. And they had confidence that he could, and it's working out for him right now, especially this season. Four turnovers, one steal, one block. He's a two-way player now in his career. Two personal fouls, and he was a +5 and plus minus. Harrison Barnes had a wide open three that he hit. The rest that he ended up missing. In 15 minutes, he only finished with 3 points because he went 1 of 4 from three. That was his only field goals. He did have two rebounds, one assist, no turnovers, no personal fouls, and was a +3 and plus minus. Keldon Johnson, he played 22 minutes. Also had shot 4 of 11 from the field for 9 points. The 9 points ended up being the most points off the bench. He also played the most minutes with those 22. He also went 1 of 4 from three. He had 4 rebounds, no turnovers in the steal, 3 offensive boards out of the four, 3 personal fouls, and was a +4 and plus minus. He usually plays better than this. He usually scores better than this. He finishes better. They made it tough for him, and he just couldn't knock him down at the efficient level that he usually does. But it happens, and then the threes was wide open. He couldn't knock those down either. Carter Bryant made a three, but that was his only shot in 4 minutes. But he also got 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and a block. And he did get 1 turnover, and he had 3 personal fouls. That's a lot of fouls in 3 minutes, but it did happen for him, and he was a -3 and plus minus. Big net ended up finishing around the rim and ended up missing 2 shots too. He finished with 2 points and went 1 of 3 from the field. He had 4 boards, no turnovers in the steal, 2 personal fouls, and was a -6 and plus minus. And then Dylan Harper ended up playing 18 minutes. He had 5 points. He was attacking that basket, but it didn't really work out for him that much in this one. But he did finish 2 of 7 from the field and missed his only three. Also went 1 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 2 rebounds and 3 assists. The 3 assists was the most off the bench. He also had no turnovers too, which was good. And he had a steal, 1 offensive rebound out of the two, and a personal foul was a +5 and plus minus. And then the Pistons coming in on a win streak too. Tobias Harris had 4 points. He ended up missing all his shots besides one, which was a two-pointer. He went 1 of 6 from the field and 0 of 1 from three and 2 of 2 from the free throw line in 30 minutes. He did have 8 rebounds, and they needed those, and he helped some way since he didn't have a great offensive game. He also had 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 offensive boards, and 1 personal foul, and a +2 and plus minus. As this team is currently constructed, he can't have a bad night against good teams or great teams because he's just that important to what they do and important to his shot making and his floor spacing. He has to be a threat out there. He has to be making shots because he's just that important to how this team is built and how they function. Duncan Robinson played 27 minutes. He had 13 points. He went 5 of 15 from the field, 3 of 11 from three. Kept getting good looks and good opportunities. He even got some shots near the paint to fall. But his three-point shot is what he's out there for, and he just couldn't make them enough at a good enough level or at a consistent level or at an efficient level in this one. And it sucked because they needed those to fall. He's that important to this team, too, because of his floor spacing. But he did have 3 rebounds and 5 assists. He's going to run around. He's going to try to find guys and try to make the right reads. And he did in this one when he could. No turnovers, 1 offensive board, 1 personal foul, and a -1 and plus minus. Jalen Duren played 29 minutes. He had 25 points. He went 10 of 13 from the field. He was really good and not avoiding no contact or anything. He was just going straight at guys. And he was finishing strong, and he had all different types of moves in the air or getting to the basket, and it worked perfectively almost for him since he only missed 3 shots. But he did miss a free throw, so he finished 5 of 6 from the free throw line, but he had a double-double because he had 14 boards. They needed everything that he gave them tonight, even in the loss, but he was the best offensive player for them in this game. He did have 1 assist, 3 turnovers, and 2 steals, 7 offensive board, 4 personal fouls, and was a -12 and plus minus. Cade Cunningham played 35 minutes. That was the most on the team. No surprise there. He also took the most shots. He was confident in what he wanted to do and what he was trying to do. It's just the touch just wasn't there tonight, and just the knowledge and IQ that he needed to be able to get to the shots more faster wasn't there tonight either. You know, the Spurs got a lot of wings and a lot of guys that can throw at any guard or wing just like the Pistons can do to them. And they slowed down Cade and forced him to be a lot on the perimeter, and that's not where he's strongest at. But 5 of 26 from the field is just too bad that this was a poor performance from him. He even went 2 of 9 from three. He's not the greatest 3 point shooter, so I'm not really surprised there. But he did go 4 of 5 from the free throw line. He had 10 assists, so he finished with a double double. He's going to run that offense and he's going to do a good enough job against any competition at this point in his career. And he did also have 6 boards. He's going to help out on the boards as much as he can because you have to play winning basketball. He's a winner. So that's what he's going to do, is try to impact the game as many times and as many ways as he can, because he also had 3 blocks and 2 steals. The 2 steals were the most on the team, and the 3 blocks was the most on the team. But he also did have 5 personal fouls. So it wasn't one of those MVP type games for him. We had the mentality to make it one of those. It just he didn't get the results that he needed, and they didn't either in this one, which sucks for them and their fan base. One offensive board, Asor Thompson had 8. He's going to score. You just don't know how many points and how efficient he's going to be. But 4 of 6 for 8 points just wasn't enough. 18 minutes, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, and 1 offensive board, and a -2 and plus minus. Paul Reed was finishing real good around that run, but he did miss his only 3. And he finished 5 of 8 from the field for 10 points. He grabbed 5 boards. He had 1 turnover, 1 steal, and 2 blocks, 2 offensive rebounds, 2 personal fouls, and was a -3 and plus minus, which was a really good game from him because he protected the rim and played his role well in this one. Ronald Holland, the second, played 26 minutes. That was the most minutes off the bench. He made up. He made it make sense though because he had 15 points. He went 5 of 13 from the field. He went 1 of 6 from three. Of course, they want some of them threes to fall down, but it just didn't happen in this one. He also went 4 of 4 from the free throw line and had 11 boards, so he finished with a double double. Not something you see from him every day, but he tried to help the team as much as he could. And he also had a steal in the block, 3 offensive boards, and a personal foul, and was a -6 and plus minus. Complete game from him. Javante Green played 13 minutes. He missed every single shot. He went 0 of 5 from the field. He missed all of his threes, which was 0 of 3 from the 3 point line. He only had a block, no personal fouls, and was a -9 and plus minus. Karis LeVert, 21 minutes, 5 points, 2 of 4 from the field, 1 of 3 from the 3 point line. He can score, but he settled too much for the threes, and it just didn't work out for him in this one. And he is a guy that can make plays and find teammates, but he finished with 4 turnovers, overthinking, in my personal opinion, too much when he had the ball in his hands. 1 assist, 1 rebound, 1 steal, 1 block, 1 personal foul, 1 offensive board, and was a -5 and plus minus. And Dennis Jenkins had good looks. He finished 3 of 10 from the field and 0 of 2 from 3 and 1 of 2 from the free throw line for 7 points in 21 minutes. 3 rebounds, no turnovers, 2 offensive rebounds, 2 personal fouls, and was a -1 and plus minus. The Pistons shot 38% from the field. The Spurs shot 42. The Spurs shot 45% from three. The Pistons shot 19%. That was the difference, was the 3 point shooting. And the Spurs really hurt them bad in this one. And the Pistons did get back in it, but they just couldn't keep making shots on the Spurs defense, and they settled a lot in this one too. And the Spurs was happy about it because they was able to get the lead and keep it after a while. 19 free throws taken by the Spurs. They shot 63%. 19 also by the Pistons. They shot 84%. 55 rebounds for the Pistons, 50 for the Spurs, 21 assists for the Pistons, 32 for the Spurs, 15 turnovers for the Pistons, 12 for the Spurs, 7 steals for the Pistons, 8 for the Spurs, 8 blocks for the Pistons, 11 for the Spurs, 20 offensive rebounds for the Pistons, 16 for the Spurs, 35 defensive rebounds for the Pistons, 34 for the Spurs, 19 personal fouls for the Pistons, 22 for the Spurs. And the Spurs, they won it by double figures, so they took a challenge. They knew it was going to be hard. They knew it was going to be difficult. They knew it was going to be tough and rough. But they figured it out and got it done on both ends of the court. I'm proud of them. I mean, this team is very impressive. They're just rolling right now. And this is the team that you wanted to see last year, but you couldn't. And now you're starting to see them put a lot of these things together and play together, trust each other, and just go out there and believe that they can beat anybody. And they're showing it more and more throughout these last 3 months that they can. We just have to see it in the playoffs when it matters, when the championship is on the line. And we're going to see how hard they're going to play. We're going to see how much they're going to want it. We're going to see how much their offense can make shots. And if they do, They're just as dangerous as any other team in the West or in the East because they have been one of the best teams in the NBA the entire season. But are they the best team in the NBA? That's the question we have to see in the playoffs. Is they the best team or is they one of them? We're going to find that out in the next couple weeks, and it's going to be fun to see because this is one of my favorite teams to watch. Comment, like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell to get that analysis when it first come out. Y'all stay blessed up. Y'all stay good. Peace. And I'll see y'all later today for more analysis.